Welcome, gardeners, or occasional gardeners. Just getting ready to go out and do a little bit of work out in the garden, and so that I don't end up in pain and regretting it and maybe doing a little less, we're going to do a little bit of a stretch. So your hands, beginning with them, and we're just going to rotate the wrists. Nice quick little routine, just to tune into the body before you start. And limber up all of those lovely joints and muscles for a bit of movement. You're changing your circles to the other direction. And maybe back again. And the other direction. Then you stretch out to the fingers and then make a tight fist. Stretch out to the fingers, tight fist. A few times with the thumb on the outside and then a few times with the thumb on the inside. So your fist is like that. Maybe alternate between the two of them. Okay. And then we're just going to rotate the shoulders, bringing the shoulders up to the ears and bringing them back and down. And as you breathe in, bringing them up, back and down. And a few times doing it that way, just kind of bringing a bit of movement into the upper shoulder area, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. The upper arms themselves just getting lifted up and then going the opposite direction. And aware of this area working as the back area gets a little bit of a stretch. Okay, and then we're just going to do some nice pulling cobras as you breathe. Just push the hands away, clench the fists or the fingers as if you're holding on to something like a big thick rope. Draw the elbows back alongside the chest, right back. The hands go back as far as they can and the fingers stretch back. And then stretching that way, as if you're pulling a rope. Pulling action, allow the fingers to go back and then you're pushing, palms are up, drawing the elbows back and doing that a few times. And you're kind of waking up those lovely muscles underneath the shoulder blades and you're getting a nice stretch to the front of the chest. A lot of the action in gardening sometimes is kind of that bent forward area, closing in of the front body. So we're just giving an opening up to the front body and awakening up of the back muscles so that when they're stretching later when you're bending forward, that they're able to hold. So they're not just going to be pulled, but they still have a bit of strength in them. One more time like that. And then allowing the hands to rest. We're going to lie on the belly. Come right, or not on the belly, on your back and your head bottom is on the ground. Come down onto shoulder position, or shoulders down on the ground as well. And we're just going to do a nice simple pelvic tilt. So your awareness to your belly button and you've awareness to the very bottom of your spine. As you breathe in, it's like you bring your tailbone, the very bottom of your spine, a little bit toward the ground. So you create space behind your navel, and then as you breathe out, you bring the tailbone in the opposite direction so that you eliminate any space there behind your belly button. And you're going forward and back like that a few times. Not over pushing in any direction, just feeling into it. Just being aware of what happens in your pelvis and your abdomen as you do this. And you will feel a little bit of articulation further up in the spine as well. Just waking up that lovely area there. Okay, and then we're just going to separate the feet a little bit so that they're nearly the width of your hip or your mat apart, and you're just going to allow the knees to fall from side to side so that you're kind of getting an internal and an external stretch on the upper leg, and you're listening to your knees as you're doing this, not working through any pain. And then when you have both sides done an equal amount of times, bring the knees in over the tummy. Stretch up through one leg to what's right for you. As you breathe out, stretch that one down. So you can imagine that you're nearly pushing the shovel into the ground here and you're just getting your muscles ready for that. So you're extending through the legs and bending them, extending, bending, extending, bending. But your back is lovely and comfortable and supported by the ground here. And then press through, two of them through, Stand another shovel upside down, and then bring them in, and then bring the knee or arms around. And you can rock gently from side to side here, or you can lift the head and just notice how that changes, where the pressure is. So depend on you, yourself, whichever feels right for you. And then you can rest the head back down. Cup the hands around the knees and just do lovely big circles. So you're kind of waking up that lower part now. A little bit more pressure into the abdominal, or not the abdominal, the buttock area. And circling the other way. And then we're going to bring the feet down onto the ground. Have the arms alongside the body, the palms facing down. Knees are hip width apart, feet are hip width apart. And you're lifting the toes and stretching them and then placing them down again. Doing that a few times, just waking the toes up. And then placing the toes down, then very aware of your big toe and the little toe and the parts of your feet that correspond to those sides of the body and the centre of your heel. And then beginning with your pelvic tilt, you lift the tailbone and then a little bit of the buttocks off the ground, and as you breathe out you go down. When you're ready to breathe in, lift the tailbone, the little piece of the buttocks. As you breathe out, lower down. And again, tailbone, a little bit of the buttocks. As you breathe out, lower down. And then you're going up a little bit further the next time, tailbone, buttocks, and the area behind the waist. When you're ready to breathe out, you lower down. And again, tailbone, buttocks, area behind the waist. As you breathe out, lower down. Tailbone, buttocks, area behind the waist. As you breathe out, you lower down, aware that the feet or knees are still hip width apart. Next time, tailbone, buttocks, waist, lower rib cage. And as you breathe out, lower down. Your neck is lovely and relaxed and long. Head is gazing up to the ceiling. Tailbone, buttocks, waist, lower rib cage. And back down. And again, tailbone, buttocks, waist, lower rib cage. And when you get up there, can you hold it a little bit like your fingers are stretching down to your heels, pressing into the big toe side of your feet, particularly in the centre of the heel. You're aware of the activity on the inside, the outside of the legs. And there's that sense that your buttocks are pushing up the way, supporting the hips. And then slowly lower back. Stretch out through the legs for a moment. Stretch to the arms. Stretch to the toes. Lovely, lovely stretch. As you breathe out, bend the knees, lower the arms. Breathing in, stretch. Whole body. And as you breathe out, lower. And then have the arms a little bit away from the body. Allow the knees to fall to the right. Turn the neck and head to the left. Breathing in, come back to centre. And then going to the other side. Breathing in, come back to centre. Breathing out, going to the other side. And just staying here for a few breaths if that's comfortable. Allowing yourself to settle. Just being aware of anywhere that may feel a little bit tight today, and just be conscious of that during your practice of gardening later, seeing it as a practice. And then going to the other side. And then breathing in. Rolling over. Push it up. And have a lovely day out in that beautiful day, or not so beautiful if it's later. Celia, you're very welcome to come back and practice again afterwards.